Okay, once again continuing here, this is part 2 of the logic issue of the SMC ESP-1 system, which our follow-up video here on some dead channels. First of all, we'd found out that we have two problems here. We have some logic issues from channels 10 through 19, switching issues here, manual selections, and swapping the cards, swapping the two SCL10 cards, moved the dead channel, two of the dead channel issues from channels 12 and 13 being dead to channels 3 and 4, I believe it was. We will test the card here and look. So what I had found out was looking at channels play 3 and 4 and looking at the logic here that was responsible. That was IC1, which is a 7442, and right here we were noticing that we were missing two of the outputs. Our inputs showing from the logic probe indicated that we had an input, but we had no outputs on pins 2 or 3. So that led to the 7442 IC in IC1 position on the board here. Replaced it out. This is our defective IC supposedly, and now we will go ahead and we will be putting the module back in place, and we will be trying this one out. Get this back into the card slot. So now our module is back in, and we will be making sure that channels 3 and 4 are in the proper operation here. And go ahead and plug yourselves in. ESP ready. Our switcher is ready. Once again, there's S 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that did fix our IC. Our IC1 here was the failure, the 7442. You should see the house number on that with the lighting. But that was our actual failure that had channels 3 and 4 not functioning. But we still have now to troubleshoot our logic selection issues. Starting at 10, we'll select 11. 11 will select 11. So 9 coming from the previous card. So 10 selects 11. So we have no way of selecting 10. Let's try 9 and 10 together. No. 10 and 11 together. No change. So channel 10, we have no way to select channel 10. Hit channels, it selects 11. So if we select channel 12, we get a 13, so we have no way to select channel 12. So let's write down 10 and 12. Let's look at our notes. So we're going to make note of 10 and 12. We cannot select. And 13 selects 13. 14 will select 15. 14 selects 15. 15 will select 15. So 14, we somehow have no way to select 14. So we will write down 14. Cancel that. 15 selects 15. 16 selects 17. So we have no way of getting 16 selected. So we will write down 16. And we will go with 18, which selects 19. 19 will select 19. So we have no way to select 18. So looking at our channels, and for some reason our camera is trying to come out of focus, we have no way of selecting 10, 12, 14, 16, or 18. So we kind of have a little pattern there to go with. But we did correct our 3 and 4 selections. Another thing that we'll have to kind of look at and deal with is noting that S is very dimly lit. That's will be coming up here in another video, because I had made 2 more card swaps and found that that problem moved. So that'll be another, I'm not sure if that's an issue or just a bleed over or something on the card, but that's another issue we'll have to deal with. Not sure if that's ever going to be a problem or not, but anyhow, we have a pattern now. We have one problem fixed, but we now have the remainder of the problem. We've got to try to troubleshoot our logic in. One of the things I do not know, will this switcher allow you to manually without, is there some logic issue in the ESP-1 chassis here that's causing this logic? Let's see if we can find that out. So we'll see if this, is it possible that the ESP-1 is generating some sort of logic that's messing up our logic here. So let's power down. So after we have powered down, let's look into seeing what we can do here on the switcher. Okay, so SO43, and I don't know why this camera is not wanting to focus today. It must be the lighting. 43 is coming from our manual switcher AP20 panel. The only link that we have is SO42, and let's unhook SO42, and our cable, verify our cable is labeled SO42, and it is. So we are in our correct position. Let's leave that's coming from the switcher. Let's leave it unplugged and see if that changes any logics. Will the switcher run on its own? Manual mode, S, functions, no it doesn't. So we really don't have any manual control. Only one we have control over is with the switcher ESP-1 unplugged. So indeed our mix-up of logic could, I can't rule out, so we're going to have to do some pretty hard troubleshooting here with logics, see what's coming out of this switcher panel, because we have no manual control with the ESP-1 unplugged. So I didn't know if we would or not. The S is the only one that will function. Interesting. And let's try this. No. None of the keys except S functions with the ESP-1 out of the circuit. Okay. So we plug our ESP-42. Make sure we plug it back in. And it's hard to hold the camera and plug the connector in all at the same time. 43. Let's verify that our remote control is in the correct socket. .43 it says. So our labeling is DS2043. So we are indeed plugged into the correct and we are also plugged into the remote, which, as far as I know, both of these sockets on the back of the remote are in fact the same. Just verify and plug. They look to be in parallel. So let's plug that in. So we swapped it over to that connector. Power up. And our ESP is ready. So now that we've plugged our ESP-1 back in, 10 still does 11, 11 does 11, 12 does 13, 13 does 13, 14 does 15, 15 does 15, 16 does 17, 17 will do 17, 18 will do 19, and 19 will do 19. So we still have that problem. So first step, we will try to look at schematic here on our logic, our panel. We'll also see where it goes into the ESP-1 system and what signals come back from the ESP-1. There is also auto and control. Need to look, see what that auto and control switch is on the MCS-1. I don't know if that has any effect on whether or not if it's in auto. Not sure on that. We'll have to look that up in the manual, see what that is. But anyhow, that should not be causing our logic issues on our manual selection. So anyhow, we'll do a little bit more research, and we've gotten that far. We've gotten the 3-4 dead channels figured out, so we have the cards figured out. We just need to figure out why we're missing 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18 selections. Alright, there is part 2, a little bit of progress, and still moving on.